Hello, and welcome to another episode of the No Title Needed Show. I am Scott Osborne, and today we are shooting at the beautiful Feinstein's Cabaret in Hotel Carmichael in Carmel, Indiana. And today I have two wonderful, lovely guests, Suzann and Ashley Jacobs from the Central Indiana Dance Ensemble. And they are going to tell us a little bit about their journey to becoming a very successful business here in the community. Hi, guys.
Hi. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. And you?
We're good.
Good. Yeah. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us a little bit about the start of your business.
Well, we started 25 years ago. We're in our 26th season this year. And I started the organization because I felt like there was a need in the Central Indiana community for a pre-professional ballet company that could present some of the classics, Nutcracker, Copaya, Swan, like that kind of thing. So I started it with about, I think we had 12 dancers at the time.
Okay.
That were very passionate about wanting to know more about ballet, and especially in Carmel, because we started right in Carmel.
What were the age of these dancers? Those 12.
At that time, they were
12 to 16.
Okay, so taking it a little more seriously at that time.
Right.
Okay. And how were you a part of this?
So I was a founding member, yeah.
Okay.
I think I was 12. Yeah, I was 12. So part of that was, I would go to summer dance intensives, ballet intensives, and all these, I'd come home and all these dancers that I had met were, I was this in the Nutcracker, or we did this, we did Swan Lake, or we did Sleeping Beauty. And I was like, we've never done any of that, So she started it to really give those performing opportunities for younger dancers. Like she said, we started with 12 in the company, and now we have over 70 in the company.
Wow.
Yeah, so ages 8 to 18 now.
All right.
And so, yeah.
So, what have some of these young dancers gone on to do? And have you had some take on professional careers? Go to school for what has been their route since?
Yes, they have gone on to professional careers. We've got probably 5 or 6 currently dancing in major companies across the United States. We've sent dancers to very well-known schools. Like we have a dancer up in the National Ballet of Canada School. And School of American Ballet, we've had dancers go on to their school in New York City, and so we've been very fortunate that we've had a lot of dancers that have met their passion about it. We also have a lot that have gone on to a university program and then gone on to dancing companies after that. So many at Butler, many at Indiana University, yay.
Yeah.
We're excited about that.
Yeah.
And, the University of Utah are just a few to name, Mercyhurst. So we've been really fortunate that our dancers have had that passion, and we're able to go on.
But we also have quite a few alumni who have come back also. So we have 3 alumni, 4 alumni, including myself, of the company that are now teaching at the studio as well.
Wow, that's awesome.
Company. So it's really fun to see them come back as well, and alumni bring their kids to dance class.
Are any of them, ones that were a part of the program while you were active
I was
in the
there?
program?
Yeah. So our ballet mistress, Megan Tillman, I taught actually when I had graduated from IU. She was a senior in high school, so I taught her. But she was also in the company when I was in the company.
Okay.
So we're 4 years apart. But then one of our other instructors, Audrey Burdick, I taught her as well. But then another teacher, Shelby Lorch, we danced together as well. So it's just kind of be on that side of fun to be on that side of things, like dancing together. And then I taught them, and then now that we're working together. So
Yeah, it's kind of
full circle
youth,
thing,
youth
yeah.
friendship. You know,
Yeah.
I'm
Uh-huh.
lucky to say I'm close with a lot of my friends from that age as well. So on the other side, is there what does an 8-year-old have to be able to do to qualify to be a part of this of your academy or your ensemble?
So we own Central Indiana Academy of Dance, which kind of feeds into the company. And so 8-year-olds, 8, 9, 10-year-olds, they're in our youth company. And so they take 2 ballet classes a week and a jazz class, and then they have their own like rehearsals. So right now we're getting ready for that group is getting ready to perform at Chris Kindle Market.
Oh, great.
So we're getting ready for the opening day of Chris Kindle Market. But then they also are in Nutcracker, and then they're also in our spring show, which this year is Peter Pan.
So that's a big one. Yeah, that's very exciting.
In order for them to get into the company, though, they do go through a little bit of an audition process. So they have to kind of meet some of those requirements that we have for 8 to 10-year-olds.
Right, because I
Which are
mean,
different than our junior and senior companies.
right, and you know, I personally teach ceramics lessons, and I've got to kind of play it at that age based on whether that kid is able to sit down for 2 hours.
Right.
But
Yeah, same thing. Those kids take an hour and a half class. So it's like, can they focus for an hour and a half? Are
Right.
they, learning anything or just kind of going through the motions? So, but they're really great.
yeah,
It's yum.
yep. Got to have some level of talent and
Right.
dedication.
Yep.
And that's rare at a young age to be able to spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think especially, it's one thing to take the ballet lessons and do our annual showcase, but then to want at that age to be doing more and committing to a company because they all have to sign a contract.
Right.
And so they know that, it's a September to June commitment with the company. And so they want more. And so we provide that, and they seem to, it all clicks.
Yeah. And at that age, 2 months is a fraction of their life. That's a big commitment.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
so you mentioned the upcoming show, Peter Pan. That is very exciting. And you said it's been a while. Where was the last one? When was the last one? And who's...
So we, Central Indiana Dance Ensemble is the only youth resident company of the Centers for the Performing Arts. And so in 2018 was the last time we did Peter Pan, but we're bringing it back. We kind of try to rotate through storybook ballets. Last year we did the premiere of Beauty and the Beast. And so this time we're doing a Peter Pan with flying. So Peter, Wendy, John, and Michael will all fly. So they all flew last time. It was really fun. So extra rehearsals for flying, and it's a lot to put on, but it's really a audience favorite.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
it's so exciting, yeah.
Yep. Something the audience can relate to for real. Yeah. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back. Thank you for watching. Hey, and we are back. Today I have Suzann DeLay and Ashley Jacobs from the Central Indiana Dance Ensemble. And we were previously talking a little bit about Peter Pan and the upcoming show. What does it take? I mean, obviously the most iconic element of that show is Peter Pan flying around. And what does it take to get Peter to fly?
A lot.
Yeah, I would imagine.
So
A lot of rehearsals.
a lot of rehearsals.
So we were just saying that, like, we just hired a flying company. It's called On the Fly. And so just a lot of extra rehearsals, getting the kids, because we are a pre-professional company. They're children. They're under the age of 18. And so just a lot of rehearsal, getting them comfortable. and just, getting them to like feel the character, but also not looking like they're terrified.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Gotta be
That's the hardest
too.
part. Yeah.
I mean, usually what they do is they just take the characters up, because we have Peter Pan, and then the three kids, Michael, John, and Wendy all fly also. Peter's the only one that will go back and forth.
Peter and Wendy go back and forth. Yeah. But the other two just go up and down.
Kind of get the kids going up and down first. And last time we did it, most of the kids were pretty good. Yeah, this is great. Let's do some more. So
It does get a little hectic because, sometimes changing harnesses. And I remember the last time we did it in 2018, just trying to clip Wendy in because, she has a dress on. She has her nightgown on, and trying to clip her back in. And the girl that did it was just hysterical. Like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. I was like, take a deep breath. We'll get there. And I think that's the hardest part is just figuring out those behind the scenes of clipping in, making sure it's clipped, and where is the harness.
Do they clip in at 2 points or 1 point? I'm just trying to visualize.
So so John and Michael clip in at 1 point. It's behind.
Okay.
But then if they're just going up and down, it's one clip. But if they're going stage right to stage left, it's a dual harness. And actually Peter can flip.
Right.
So Wendy does not, but to go side to side from stage right to stage left, it has to be a dual harness. And so that's the hardest part, is clipping both sides.
Right.
Sometimes it's easy to just go one clip and they go. But yeah, the hardest part is those transitions.
Super fun. A lot of prep, I'm sure, though.
Yes.
Like, and the stage alone, not counting the rehearsing prep, but, just getting all that mechanical equipment up there.
Yeah.
Right. Something of a feat in itself.
And getting the kids that aren't flying to go, okay, they're going to come down now, like making sure they're
Aware.
They're fairly aware of what's going on as well. And that's kind of hard sometimes too, because they're more into, oh my gosh, what's going on up there, and not like what you're actually supposed to be doing.
Yeah, something's happening, and sort of I'm part of that something that's happening.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, you're still a part. Let's pull something out and not just watch the show yourself.
Yeah. So, have you guys ever had any fun with the harnesses?
Yeah. So Suzann flew.
I did, yes, I flew at the Turkington, and I'm a little bit afraid of heights.
Okay.
So they strapped me in and immediately took me up. It's like, oh my God.
I believe
Took
she
care of that
screamed.
problem.
I did scream, and all the kids and adults came running, and but then they thought it was a great show. So,
I'm sure.
yeah,
After you calm down a little bit?
it was fun. I mean, it just kind of is surprising, and then you go up so high, and there you are, right?
And you?
And I flew at one of the rehearsals that we had. We had one at Cathedral High School. Like, they were already set up for one of their shows, so we just had an extra rehearsal. And I did the dual harness, and the director was like, "Okay, do a flip. Like, I'll teach you how to do a flip." And it was terrifying.
But was it fun?
Like, it was fun.
I believe it.
After the fact,
Yeah.
just not during. It was
Right.
kind of hard though. Like,
I believe
like
it.
your core strength to like flip and then come back up. And,
Yeah, you're getting into some gymnastics there.
yeah, that I'm not. There's a reason I did not do gymnastics.
The upside down
They're
thing.
very close in.
Yeah.
I feel that, takes a lot of that core strength
Yeah.
in both.
Oh, yeah.
both.
And flexibility.
All right. So before Peter Pan, you've got the Nutcracker coming. Let's hear a little bit more about, preparation for that, and a little how is casting done in that? How do you make those
So-
decisions?
Casting is probably the least favorite part of our job, I think. It's just really hard. So we have auditions. We had auditions back in August, and casting usually takes a week or 2 weeks. I believe we had 130 kids audition, and we try not to cut kids. We try to make a spot for everyone. And one of our only requirements is that they're taking a dance class, a ballet class, because it is a full-length ballet. So that's really our only requirement. So we take 2 weeks to, decide on casting, and we try to make a spot for everyone. And then we start rehearsals right away. So the weekend right after Labor Day, we dive right in. So there's some tiers, there's only 2 girls that can be Clara. only 2 kids can be Sugar Plum Fairy, and so that's the hardest part is like, learning disappointment. But I think the earlier that kids learn disappointment, the easier it is when they become adults that like, okay, well, I don't get everything I want.
Always give the lead away.
And so, yeah, we dive right in. This year, I would say most of the show is different, 90% of the show. So we have some exciting things happening.
Different from like last year's?
Yeah, different
Okay.
choreography.
We have new choreography in almost all the scenes. We have new costumes. Our battle scene has been totally redone. New choreography, new costumes, new characters, and so it's. We're not going to give too much away because it is just a brand new scene.
Yeah. So one of our fundraise, like because it was our 25th anniversary last season, so we raised money for new costumes, and so we hit our goal. We went over it. We exceeded our goal, and so that was part of it is to purchase new costumes, and so yeah, all of Battle Scene is brand new costumes.
Can't wait to see it because I got to see last year, so now I get to, a little bit of compare and contrast.
Yeah, we're really excited about our new costumes for battle scene.
That's
So-
awesome. Great.
And then the Act 2 is with the variations. We're bringing back some choreography that we did many years ago, and so that the Arabian is pretty exciting.
Suzann's choreography from 10 years ago.
But it's a really great pas de deux, and so yeah, the whole thing is new.
I almost said Gesundheit there.
And yeah, something else that we were really lucky to do is this year and the past couple years we've gotten a grant from the Penrod Society, and we've been doing for the past 15 years, almost 20 years. We have a free school show for IPS schools the Friday morning before our show kicks off. So this year it's already full. We have over 1,000 IPS students coming to a free school show with the help of the Penrod Society. And so that's just our way to like give back to the community, get ballet to kids that might not otherwise see it. But also something else we're doing this year too is actually this week we are going into IPS schools to give them a little lecture demonstration of, tell them the story of the Nutcracker before they see it, teach them, some dance steps. And so they get to see like the dancers in costume.
Awesome. Gives them a whole new appreciation when they do see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is great.
So that's our new initiative to give back to the community, even though we're on the north side of Indianapolis trying to give back to kids that might not otherwise see it. So
Fantastic.
Again, we've been doing that for good. I mean, probably over 15,000 kids have seen the show for free in the last 15, 20 years. So just something that we always try to do.
Well, the community thanks you for
Yeah.
that. That's really great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, believe it or not, we actually got to wrap things up. Time flies. It's already,
Flies like
already
flying.
time. Right. Good one. But thank you guys both so much for being on the show and taking the time with us. And thank you all for watching the show. And again, we would like to thank our sponsors and Hotel Carmichael and Feinstein's Cabaret. This has been Suzann DeLay and Ashley Jacobs of Central Indiana Dance Ensemble. And again, we appreciate you tuning in with us. Have a good rest of your week.